right. So, let's see. It says say something. Put hi. Enter. Here we go. Now I said something. I gotta tell everybody I'm on YouTube instead. All right. So, we'll see how this works out. Imagery ain't, all that great. So, and do is tone down the brightness, I guess. And don't work. This is not an HD camera on this fucking thing. Oh, excuse my language. It just makes me upset. It does. It really does. All right. So, let's do something. I'm going to start, because this is aggravating. I'm going to start by darkening in his eye. So, there we go. His eye is dark. Good. Probably end up darker a little later, but that's quite all right. So, just so that everybody knows, let me show. Okay. these are the colors I got going right now, which is Van Dyke brown, white, and yellow ochre. That's about it. But I'm going to be adding blue to that list. All right. Which is just phthalo blue. So, because he's got some blue on him. And he would because, you know, he's underwater. So, alrighty. Now, let's figure this out for a second. All right. We'll take some white. Into this brownish color. Let me show, just in case. Just in case. So, right down here, I have some brown and white. Okay, I'm going to take a touch of blue. And what the brown's going to do is dull down the brightness of blue. And the white lightens it up. Okay, and what I mean by brightness of the blue is that so it's not such a deep, see, that's a deep blue. And by lightening it up with the white, makes it, you know, lighter and brighter, of course, but then with the brown, that'll dull down that brightness from the white. But the blue will remain pretty dominant. Through the brown. See, the brown is just to not make it so blue. You know, we're gonna still have blue, but it's gonna just be like that. So that's pretty much perfect. So now what I'm gonna do, first I'm gonna scrape that off. I'm gonna make a small pile of this blue actually. So and by mixing the brown, the white, and the blue, it'll give me that, you know, that feeling of being in the water. So this is the color that I'm shooting for. I don't know if you can see that very well. But notice, it's almost the same as this right there. So that's what I'm looking for. Good deal. Good deal. Yes, sir. Okay. I'll take that blue. And I'm gonna go in between some of these here because this blue does run down in here. Right along the beak, a little under the beak, and right in between. All that. And we're going to put some of this blue here going up. Some here only because now I'm painting this as a separation, as everybody well knows, because it's going to be a chair. So I have to paint it as such. That's why there's a separation here. This is a really nice looking blue. You know, it's nice deep ocean blue. Which is already in here, right through here, and then in through back here. You know, blue makes a really nice shadow color as well. So now I'm not going to be doing this too long because my laptop doesn't have much juice. You know, pretty much at a quarter juice. So that pretty much will tell you how long I'm going to do this. So I'm not going to run this blue too much. Just here, you know, it's gonna, you know, it's got to do this because of the contour of the turtle. And I'm just going in between the scales. That's what this yellow is. There's that represent the scales of the skin. So, there we go. And then that'll just get darker as it goes down. So take a little, this blue, I'm going to add more brown to it. More dark brown. And it'll still have a bluish tint to it, but it'll be more predominantly brown. So now I can go below, and it's going to look more like a, I don't know, more like a grayish tone because of the blue. That's all right. It's okay. This may seem a little tedious, but it's worth it. It's worth it. It's a good thing I didn't take no time at all to put these scales in. So in case I do mess up a couple, I can just go right back and fill it back in. Do a little more brown, a little white. Brighten it up just a little bit. because now we're working toward the bottom of the creature, so the light reflecting off of the ground is going to reflect off of that. So we want to make this a little more brighter, but still being a little on the grayish side. And hope you can see this all right. But I won't know if nobody comes on. So, alright, now I'll take this and work it into the blue a little bit. Just so that it's not so blue. Nice. All right. Good deal. All right. So now let's work on these scales that I started here already. So just using straight yellow ochre for that. So these little scales, I'm going to do all the way down. They're going to be all different sizes, shapes, from diamond shapes to half circles to dots. And then by leaving some space in between, will allow it to give it that feel of skin. So that's why we leave the space. So and these ones I'm going to make small because they're going to continue here. So, well, not all small, but because like as they go from this area out, you know, they would obviously get bigger. I do try to keep them almost touching so that it looks more natural. Now down here. Do like that. And it's okay if these don't line up because they're scales. They naturally don't line up. So they can be sporadic. And then by the time I get down here to the shell, they're just going to be huge. So here I'm not exactly going by my sketch a whole lot because I found some flaws in the sketch. So besides, they're easier to paint than they are to draw anyway, so it's all right. Because, you know, drawing with a paintbrush, you get to fill it up as you draw it. You know, with a pencil, you actually have to draw the outline and then fill it in. With a paintbrush, it's the exact opposite. So, but I mean, I'm not saying that there ain't advantages to whatever medium you decide to use, but painting does have its advantages. So, you know, so does drawing, but See how they're coming together? It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing, man. I think this is what pretty much made me fall in love with painting. I mean, I'm gonna tell you something. You know, as a kid, I hated painting. Thought painting was a waste of freaking time. I couldn't understand it, and I'm gonna tell you why. Okay, when you're in school and they make you paint, they don't tell you or show you how to mix colors or how to use the paint. They say, here you go, have a good time. So, you know, I mean, to me, that's not a good way to learn. You know, especially if you have a teacher that's sitting right there. And to me, that's pretty bogus. But you know, because you never know who's going to take a real interest in painting if you don't teach the right way. You know, and that's just how it is, you know. And like I said, you're going to have some scales that are bigger than others, and you're going to have some that aren't. You have all these funky shapes, because basically what you're doing is you're developing a skin, you know. So as you go with these little shapes, you know, you build a skin. So in between these shapes is, you know, the wrinkle of the skin. I'll make this one really big. Yeah, and then when this is completely dry, I can go right over it and I can add a shadow, which will give contour to the skin. And it'll tell you which way it's going. I mean, you can do that with the scales too. But to me, I would think it would just be easier just to put the scales in and then shade it with contour after. That's just how I see it. I mean, I don't want to, you know, spend all my time worrying about, is this going this way or is it going that way? I don't want to do that. This is just my approach. And that's how I mean, I guess the more I paint animals, the more I understand them. And get better at painting them. Yeah, of course. You know, and as I get closer to the belly here, they're going to be bigger. So bigger scales. Yeah, because I mean, I think we've all seen the belly of any kind of turtle. That right there kind of tell you. Not so much, I mean, it'll tell you the pattern, but it'll also show you how the pattern developed. Letting you know where the small ones from the large ones come together. So definitely as I go down towards the belly, these scales are going to get much bigger so that they coincide with the scales of the shell on the belly. But I mean, she's coming together pretty nicely, I think. I'll put some tiny ones in here. Just to break up the monotony of the design, you know. But, you know, you got to put some weird shapes in there because, you know, you just have to. Excuse me. Okay, so now down here we're getting pretty close to its belly. So first we go small, and then we get larger. Anything down here, we're just going to have some funky shapes. Yeah, and not to mention, this is also another good way of learning how to paint stones, like a stone wall. This is a very, very good way of learning that. Okay, I'm going to stop right there. Okay, now we're gonna add let's see, so outline this. Just like that. There we go. I'm going to use that as my base. And then these large scales will give the contour of the animal's belly. Now I can, we're going to put one little one right there. Okay. Trying to make this look as natural as possible. And this one come out like this and come down like that. So those are the breastplates right there. And then we're going to have a big one here. Like that. And put one next to it. And one in between. And we can just fill that one in. And these are going to get filled in anyway. There we go. And then these ones will be small, leading up to there. And then these small ones here is around the neck. So it's in between a fold. Same thing here. And just continue that pattern. And as long as your shapes are sporadic, you'll get which way that the skin is going. And here we can just continue with the regular shape just to fill it in. You know, but already it looks natural. You know. Yeah. Nice. You know, and then this is what I'm talking about. Like if you just put some like scales like this that show which direction things are going. Like that. And then you just continue with that pattern. I don't know. This is actually looking really good. You know what I want to do? No, Eric, what do you want to do? Considering you're talking to yourself today. I talk to myself every day because me and myself would carry a good conversation. So I think I'm gonna go back on Instagram and share this live. I have to because I don't think anything is going right today. So let me do this. I'll show you close up. See? Not bad. So thanks nobody for watching. And we'll be back again. Trust me. Whether anybody's here or not, I'll be here. Peace.